So I decided with the recent remastering of Total War Rome, whatever you would like to call it, I decided to just give some of my thoughts on playing it so far. Originally, I was going to do a Let's Play of the series, but I just honestly decided to do this instead. And it won't be a traditional Powerhouse review like I normally do for Total War games, like, have it scripted and probably some sketches thrown or just having a good time. Instead, I just want to go off the cuff, and it'll be mostly unscripted. And the biggest reason why I won't really do another review, why I decided not to do a full review, is because it's pretty much what you would expect when it comes to the factions to play as. It's strange though that you have to uncheck or you have to check a box to unlock the factions before you start the game, or only Rome will be available. And the cool thing I do like though is that the factions now have a campaign difficulty, so you'll know that okay, Spain is listed as a hard faction, Numidia very hard, etc., etc. Rome is listed as easy. It's kind of, and also Egypt too listed as easy. It kind of was known at the time what was easy and what was hard, but here it's more accurate description, so I appreciate that. Now the remastering also includes Barbarian Invasion and the Alexander campaigns. And the cool thing about the Barbarian Invasion is now that they have emergent factions that you can play as. So factions like the Ostrogoths and Romano Britannia are playable. Basically, it'll fast forward the campaign until they rise up. And honestly, it's pretty cool. It gives the expansion much more replay value as a result. I haven't tried them out myself, but if you guys really want me to, I definitely could give it a go. And thankfully there are some notable improvements to battles. The battles control much more similar to the modern Total Wars, which is greatly appreciated. The big thing is that you can now drag units to formations similar to the newer Total Wars, which gives me it gives so much more control over the battlefield that way. And playing some of the, playing Medieval 2 and going back to that recently, it was kind of something I had to adjust to, like, the older movements. But thankfully here, you don't have to spend the time to do that. You can just drag and move and much more fluid control that way. But unfortunately, the AI, the battle AI, and the pathfinding are still as bad as ever. Especially with the siege battles. That's when the pathfinding is just god awful and atrocious. Both Medieval 2 and Rome Total War had these issues. Medieval 2 is a little bit better, but this is like really bad, and it's a shame that the AI was left in the dust. And it's crazy. I mean, there's been over 17 years of technological improvements, and we still can't fix this issue. Okay. But honestly, the one thing that has really ruined the game for me, or it really has taken down this remastered to really just makes me not recommend it, is just how god awful this new UI is on the campaign map. And the battle one is okay, I'm fine with it, but this really bugs me. It just looks like it was designed for tablets and smartphones rather than PCs. The text is incredibly freaking small, and everything is so damn spaced out. And honestly, it's like I gotta get really close to my screen just to be able to see it all. And I have a 24, I think 21 or 24 inch monitor. I have a pretty big monitor, 1080p, and I still have to get so close to it. And it's like, wow, I really just, and recording it and stuff, I was like, wow, I have to like zoom in like all the time if I want to like get information for you guys. It was annoying, honestly, and I don't like this design at all. And the weird thing is, like, when you first start the game and when you go back to it, there's settings that you can change between classic and remastered, but for some reason you can't go to the classic UI, which is a bit of a disappointment. I mean, other than that, not much has really changed. Many of the unit imbalances still exist within the rosters, and for some freaking weird reason, naked infantry is still classified as heavy infantry even though they have no freaking armor. It pisses me off then, and it honestly bothers me more than it probably should, but I really just can't stand that one thing was not fixed. There aren't any new units really to try out, which is a damn shame, and it just feels like a missed opportunity for much more. So in this remastering, it was, from what I understand, Faro Interactive was the one who did the remastering for this. So I'm not sure if they're the ones to get the blame. You know, they're the developers after all. Um, or is it maybe that they were just given a very small schedule and a low budget? By the time it was announced, like they were like, okay, you guys have like a month or two to fix this. And who knows if there's gonna be, you know, what the situation there is. I don't know if it'll ever come to light. Probably not. Um, or if there's going to be any updates going forward to address some of these issues that people have. The optimization too, forgot to mention that, isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, you know, smooth 60 frames per second. Not at all, which is a huge issue. But who knows at this point? It to me is just a waste of opportunity, and I really expected much more. If Medieval 2 ever gets a remastered, which is my personal favorite, I really hope that they do a much better job than this. I mean, the stainless steel mod for Medieval 2 does so much to that game already, and that's a freaking mod, mind you. And that does so much to that game to give it so much more life and replayability. I don't think if they ever do a Medieval 2 remastered, it would be at that level, but I mean, we gotta learn. It's gotta at least be better than this remastered. And that's all I gotta say for now. I wish I was more positive about this, but unfortunately not. I don't recommend it, even though I only got it for 15. You know, since 30 is the full price, 15 if you own the original Rome remaster or the original Rome. And even at that price, I really don't recommend it. And it's just a shame. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I'm rambling on, so let's just end it. Thank you guys for watching as always. And this is Powerhouse, signing off.